What's up, guys? Welcome back to the MontyVerse. Today we are back for another The Last of Us reaction. This time, episode 4. Man, after the devastation of episode 3, I don't know if I'm ready for episode 4. What do you think, Nikki?
Here's what's so crazy is because I think the first two episodes were both super strong. And so the fact that they could even top both of those with even more emotional devastation, like, on the one hand, I feel like they can't do that, and on the other hand, I'm nervous that maybe they will.
Well, you know what they say, there's only one way to find out. You ready?
I'm ready, let's go.
Alright, guys, we are starting episode 4 of The Last of Us right now. Okay. And also no...
Cold open
this episode.
Which, you know what, I'm totally fine with it, because I think the lack of it in the last episode was completely appropriate. Because...
Yeah. And it was also like they gave us an inverse of the cold open last episode, where it was like the cold open was the majority of the episode, and the episodes that we're used to were like the bookends.
Right.
So who knows, maybe we'll play with structure again this episode. I don't know what to expect from this. I never know what to expect from this show. And
I think that's to its benefit, honestly, because... that's what I think is really setting it apart from other kind of post-apocalyptic zombie media out there.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Daddy? I'm just ready for Daddy. Ready for Daddy, Pedro.
By the way, loved his appearance on SNL.
He was great on SNL. Oh.
She is very excited about it.
Yeah. I think Ellie's got some problems.
You don't say.
I think Ellie's got a little darkness to her, huh?
I mean, I'd be concerned if someone in this world didn't.
Well, at least she knows to rack the pistol before playing with it. After removing the mag.
I mean, her biggest thing is she clearly doesn't like putting up with BS more than anything. And yeah. She can see through that. There's
still gas in those tanks? In those petroleum tanks?
I mean, maybe there is, or maybe he's just scavenging to see... Yeah, he's seeing what's actually still available.
Right. We have to do this every hour?
Gas breaks down over time. This stuff's almost water. Back in the day, we'd drive 10, 12 hours on one tank. You could go anywhere.
So where'd you go?
Pretty much nowhere.
I feel like that's true for a lot of people.
Nice. How does that work?
It's a siphon. It's when liquid travels against gravity because pressure.
You don't know.
I know it works. No wandering.
Now, let's be clear, most people can't explain a lot of basic stuff like that. Because science.
Because science.
It doesn't matter how much you push the envelope. It'll still be stationary. No pun intended. Volume 2 by Will Livingston. Volume 2. Look, you get it? 2, like T-O-O.
Oh my god.
The mermaid right at her math class. Okay, but just know, you can't escape Will Livingston. He'll be back. There's nothing you can do to stop him.
Man, look at the cinematography here.
I want to see a tank.
You will.
Ominous. Ominous.
Choppers, all that stuff.
This make you all nostalgic?
This is actually before my time.
Right.
It's a winner, though.
This sounds bad. The only thing I know about Hank Williams is Tom Hiddleston played him in a biopic.
Fair enough. I know what... Oh.
It's, light on the reading, but it has some interesting pictures.
Oh, no. Let's not forget
How do you even walk around with that thing?
Oh, God!
Get rid of it.
Hold your horses. I want to see what all the fuss is about. Why are all these pages stuck together? I'm just fucking with you.
There's no such thing as innocence in this universe.
Oh, God. Now, I could be wrong, but I feel like our good friend John Lastrina mentioned that happened in the game. But I'm sure that he will comment, and all of you lovely game players will comment and let us know. I think he said that in the breakdown video we did.
Hey, I'll trust his word above anyone's with the game.
Yeah. That we did last week on the channel. Arby's. Arby's, according to Frank, Arby's is a restaurant. No free lunches. Oh, SpaghettiOs, raviolis.
And
Chef-
some kind of steak, I think?
Chef Boyardee, sorry.
Slow down.
This is slow.
I'm not used to fake pasta.
So can we start a fire? I'm freezing.
Now, why am I going to tell you no?
Because infected will see the smoke.
No, fungus isn't that smart. This is too remote for infected anyway.
People?
How is
So what are they gonna do?
how is Joel eating those
Those are way
ravioli?
more in mind than that.
I feel like I'm resisting the urge to rewind back to watch him stab at the ravioli.
Smells kind of good.
Well, that would be Frank's then.
Maybe that's why you don't eat Chef Boyardee ravioli with a steak.
I feel like Joel is his inner daddy is starting to come out.
Joe!
What?
Can I ask you a serious question?
Yeah.
Why did the Scarecrow get an award?
Because he was outstanding in his field?
You did!
No. Now go to sleep.
Man, to see Joel smile again. Daddy mode activate?
Is it a mode or is he just always that way?
He is always that way, it's just that he's got it buried.
I feel like that just means someone is going to find them.
I feel like that is
That's ominous.
it's very much foreshadowing, right? I don't know what to expect. Like I feel like things have been going too smooth for too long.
Mm-hmm.
This show's about to throw us a curveball. I just don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah. I mean, I think a big thing that they're not being particularly subtle about is kind of the general premise of like, yeah, the infected are obviously not to be trifled with, but people as well as a whole. And that man
Wow,
can be
look.
just as bad.
Talk about daddy mode. Like, because he told her that, he stayed up all night guarding her.
Yeah, because he didn't want it to not be true.
Just when you think he's not a true daddy mode activate.
And that's even better than daddy mode.
100%. A little propane stove, camping stove.
Oh, what
That
the
we
fuck
we
is
definitely
that?
have that coffee maker.
You don't like coffee?
These
faces that Bella Ramsey makes, they're great.
Seriously, what those Starbucks in the QZ used to sell?
Well, theirs was a lot fresher than what Bill saved up, but yeah, that's what they sold.
That's like the most like stereotypical thing I've ever heard. Is that they still have Starbucks.
Out of all the things to survive the apocalypse, Starbucks survived the apocalypse.
Tommy,
Younger or older?
younger.
Why isn't he with you?
Long story.
Is it longer than 25 hours? Because I think that's what we got.
Tommy's what we used to call a joiner. Dreams of becoming a hero. So he enlists in the army right out of high school. A few months later, they ship him off to Desert Storm. That's what they called that war, it doesn't matter. Point is, being in the army didn't make him feel much like a hero. Cut to 12 years later, outbreak happens. He convinces me to join a group making their way up to Boston, which I did. Mostly to keep an eye on him, keep him alive. That's where we met Tess. And then Tommy meets Marlene. She talks me into joining the Fireflies. The same mistake he made when he was 18. He wants to save the world. Pipe dream, him, Fireflies, all of them. Delusional. Of course, last I heard, he quit the Fireflies too.
What if you don't find him?
I will.
How do you know?
I'm persistent.
Spoken like a
Gotta
true
pretty early if you wanna
protagonist.
Grab more sleep.
I'm not even tired.
This writing is so good. This dialogue is so good.
And we're back on the road minute tops.
Why can't they just climb up
Yeah. Like,
the side? I mean, it's not like there are people that they have to worry about hitting.
Fuck is
Right.
that highway?
I can't tell from this. I'm all turned around.
Well, don't look at the state map. Look at the
I don't
inset.
know where we are in that either. This is my second day in a fucking car, man. I mean, I think we're heading north.
I mean,
Man,
look
look
at
the
this.
movies.
Wait, what?
Underworld and Matchstick Men. Oh no, that's
I'll-
not a good sign.
All I could think though is like, look at where the sun is, and that would help them a lot.
Stop. Is that the QZ?
Put your seatbelt on.
Are we gonna help him?
No.
Oh shit! Oh, why would you go that way?
Oh.
Okay. Go!
Oh.
Hell of a shot.
Well, what they think was gonna happen when they started shooting at him?
I don't know. They clearly have never felt the force of daddy before.
Oh no, is she gonna pull it out?
Are you fucking dead?
Oh god.
Wait, where did she shoot him?
In the butt?
Oh.
Oh my god, she did shoot him in the butt.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's over. We're not fighting anymore. I'm gonna go home. I'll tell everyone you're good. I don't know what to do. My legs don't work. My mom isn't far. If you can get me to her.
Get back behind the wall.
No. I'm sorry. Please. We could just talk. I'm sorry. Please. No, please. I'm sorry, please. You know what I asked you. I'm sorry. No, we can just talk. Mom!
Man, the way he wants to preserve her innocence.
I told you, I was alone. I haven't seen any of those people since that night. What else do you want me to say?
I don't know, the truth?
Kathleen.
The Bergquists. No. Mark Anthony Halpin. Carrie Schreiber. Haven't seen them. The Chans. Henry Burrell. Okay.
So confused.
You know where Henry is. I wonder if this is the cell where my brother was beaten to death.
No, you were wronged. And I'm sorry.
Now that you're in the cell. But before, people dying was okay. When you were safe and protected and ratting on your neighbors to Fedra.
They put a gun to my head.
There. Have I satisfied the necessary conditions for you to talk?
For God's sake.
Who did this?
We think it was outsiders. We found a truck, loaded. It's not a Fedra vehicle, but they were heavily supplied. Could be mercs.
Well, if Henry has a radio, maybe he found someone out there. Maybe he called these guys in.
Oh, well. Not looking good.
Not looking good for what?
For anything. For everyone, as usual.
100%
Open it.
agree.
Oh!
This is Henry's work.
What in the world?
I mean, I get that they're on the defensive, but they wouldn't have 3 of their people dead if they didn't immediately assume the worst of
Yeah,
them.
if they weren't just terrible people, if they didn't try and steal from them instantaneously.
Looks like they're checking out apartment buildings first. But they'll be coming through these places soon enough.
There's a really tall building like 4 blocks away.
Yeah, saw it.
So that's the one?
As soon as we don't hear a truck, we move. Fast as we can. Are you all right?
Yeah.
Thing is, I didn't hear that guy coming. He shouldn't have had to, you know.
Well, you're glad I did, right?
When you're just a kid. If you, well, I'm not good at this.
Yeah, you really aren't.
I mean, it was my fault. You shouldn't have had to. And I'm sorry.
It wasn't my first time.
Unfortunately, I don't find that all surprising in this world.
Show me your grip. Finger off the trigger. Now, who taught you that?
Pedro school.
Figures.
Oh, God.
Your thumb. Over your thumb. Left hand. Squeezes down on the right. Got it? There you go. Look it. Okay. Uh-uh. You put it in your pack. You shoot your damn ass off.
Especially, well, shouldn't you put the hammer up, Joel? You left the hammer down. That seems like an even worse place to keep it. Does any of this mean?
They're out of food. Henry won't let Sam starve. Double the guards around our provisions. He's fucking close. I can feel it.
Yeah.
What?
What, did a meteor strike?
I think the floor's collapsing. Oh, no.
Oh, gosh.
That's fungal root.
Fuck.
What does that mean? Like, what?
When do we tell the others?
Are they, like, underneath all that?
But what does that mean? Like, what is it? Like, what?
Let's just handle what we have to handle. We can deal with this after.
Kathleen.
After. Seal off the building for now. Okay?
Why wouldn't you just warn everyone just as a precaution?
This is some stupid ass leadership.
She seems like she's just hyper focusing on one aspect without considering everything else going on.
Where'd you be without me, huh?
By now, Wyoming.
Yeah, walked into that one.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god.
Not all the way.
Okay, that's better.
As far as I can make it.
That's some sick cardio right there.
Yeah. Which I'm all in favor for, just not to that level of intensity.
Man, it's a lot of steps with a backpack on and boots and being 50 or 50s.
Yeah, like
5?
an elliptical is already hard enough. Never mind the real thing.
Hey, you know that guy who said he was hurt? How did you know it was an ambush?
I've been on both sides. It was a long time ago. We did what we needed to survive.
You and Tess?
And the people we were with. My brother, too. Oh,
33 floors, that's good.
Whoa.
Oh
gonna
god.
have to be.
That's better than I could do.
Come on,
Give me a minute.
get up, you lazy ass.
Lazy ass. 56 years old, you little shit.
Joe.
Is this the same building that Kathleen was in
Joe.
earlier?
No, I don't think so.
What?
What are you doing?
Okay.
I don't want someone sneaking up on us while we're sleeping.
Oh, I get it. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Are you sure you're gonna hear it?
Of course I'll hear it. That's the damn point.
Okay.
I mean, if he doesn't, it's still better than nothing.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah?
when we were talking about hurting people, what did you mean it wasn't your first time?
I don't want to talk about it.
All right. You don't have to. I'm just saying. It isn't fair, your age, having to deal with all of this.
So it gets easier when you get older?
No, not really. But still.
The reason I asked whether you'd hear the glass or not is because I've noticed you don't hear too well from your right side. Is it because
Smart
you
kid.
were shot there?
Probably more from shooting. So if you want to keep your hearing, you stick to that knife.
Joel,
Hmm.
did you know diarrhea is hereditary? Yeah. It runs in your genes.
Oh, that's small.
That is so goddamn stupid.
You laughed,
I
motherfucker.
didn't laugh.
Yes, you did.
Jesus, I'm losing it.
You're losing it big time.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
The only thing that's tough is, like, I do think they need to be a little quieter. But otherwise, it's such a good...
They're 33 floors up.
Okay, fair.
At night. Oh. He's on his right side.
Joel. Joel!
Interesting.
What's all this about now? Well, I'm guessing that's Henry and Sam?
Right. 'Cause it was pretty immediately evident they were not with Kathleen.
And that kid had the red
yeah,
mask, like in the
like he wants to be a superhero.
like in the drawings.
Yeah,
they had
yeah.
the
Right. Oh, the off chance we're totally wrong about this, then...
Yeah, let us know. If they're actually two completely separate characters, let us know.
I bet I do feel confident in our...
I feel very confident that that's Henry. One of them has to be... Do you think the older one has to be Henry, right?
Yeah, because Kathleen very specifically mentioned Henry wouldn't let Sam go hungry.
Yeah.
And we know they were out of food and had a reason to have left wherever their hideout was. So
Yeah.
And again, like, it was very clear that a kid was involved in some regard. So, but it's interesting because now it does bring to question, because we kind of talked about it, is is Kathleen like maybe too overly focused on Henry, justified or not, at the expense of other things?
Well, yeah, I think to answer your question, yes. Because she has a giant sinkhole in the middle of the floor of that building, and that doesn't seem like it belongs there.
Yeah, especially when things are rumbling underneath it.
That doesn't seem like that should be there. So, maybe they should worry about that a little bit more.
Right. And again, it's like no one is saying like stop everything else, but it's just a matter of, as a precaution, just keeping everyone else informed.
Yeah.
Because I feel like by hiding that, it's just gonna make things blow up even worse.
Yeah, like, come on, like, help us out a little bit.
Yeah.
So...
And again, it's like, certainly, like, we don't know what the hell the history is with Henry, or what exactly was going on with that doctor that she ended up shooting in the head. It's hard to say, because we don't know all the details.
What's the name of the actress that plays that woman?
Melanie Linsky.
I knew you were new. Good.
She's been like in a fair number of movies.
I recognize her.
And
I just don't know her name. She's a character actress.
Yes,
you would say.
I think she's either I feel dumb. She's either an Aussie or a New Zealander. So, and I've never heard her with her natural accent, but she sounds fantastic, and she's been great in everything I've seen her in.
Oh man, that was a good episode. I love that we finally got to spend time with Joel and Ellie.
Right.
Together. Like, I feel like the majority of the time that we spent with them was them with other people. Yeah,
and I also think that the last episode, like, initially appeared it was going to be more of that before we went to Frank and Bill. By all means, I'm happy with what they did, but
no complaints here.
I do think that this was more the first true focus on the two of them together.
And it was so good.
Yes.
The writing, dialogue, the chemistry between Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal was fantastic.
What's the mode he was in?
True daddy mode. True daddy mode. At the end, he was on the verge of true papa. He was papaing. Mm-hmm. Definitely. So, Daddy Papa, Papa Daddy, Joel is in full effect right now. And it's just to see the character of Ellie kind of just peel away the layers that Joel put up over the past 20 years to shelter himself from the pain of losing Sarah, and to see Ellie start to be able to peel those back. It was a dance the entire episode between the two of them, and it was just so good.
It was so good, and I think it's so interesting, kind of the dynamic, like we joke about how he's such a daddy, but he definitely, and I think part of his trauma with losing Sarah, especially the way he did, I think that's playing into his overprotectiveness. But what was super interesting to me is that he, like we talked about, he wants to protect your innocence, but at the same time, she kind of poses the question like, okay, so is it better as an adult? And it's like, when you really think about it, like, we have this conception of keep the kids innocent, but that doesn't adhere. But if we like really think about it, it's equally terrible for everyone.
Yeah. And you want to know what I like that they're playing with? This overarching theme of Joel as a protector. Mm-hmm. Like, he was his brother's keeper. You know, he very much seems like he's very overprotective of Tommy. Mm-hmm. And we see that in the first episode when he goes to bail Tommy out of jail in the middle of the night. And, you know, he's a very loyal brother. He was very loyal to Tess. He was very loyal to Bill and Frank. Mm-hmm. And so I can't help but echo, because out of all the people that Joel has tried to save, he hasn't yet to save anyone. Sarah, Tommy, Tess, Bill, Frank. Mm-hmm. And then it just keep having Tess's final word, save who you can save. Like, that keeps echoing in my head, and I wonder if that is good. Like, that is Ellie. Ellie is who you can save. Stop trying to save everyone. Stop trying to, like, he's trying to save Tommy from himself when you can. You have to let Tommy be Tommy. Mm-hmm. And it's Tessa's like, save the people who need saving. Mm-hmm. Don't save me. I can take care. Like, this is it. Don't save me. Save yourself. Save the kid. And so I really like how they're playing with that now, even to this episode. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's going to be layered out throughout the entire series.
Right. It's also interesting in the sense that, like, he overall comes across as a very practical person. But like even with Tess, who was already infected, it's like you literally can't do anything about that. And I think that's where some of that rationality kind of like melts away a little bit because, like you said, he is too much of a protector and wants to save everyone. So I think that's something he's starting to develop from.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, Bella Ramsey's Elle. I have said that we really haven't gotten to spend a lot of time with her, and that's not true. We have spent a lot of time with her,
right?
But we haven't. We don't really know her character that well.
I was gonna say, like, we kind of see bits of
her personality.
Yeah, but in terms of to this episode, we still don't know why she's immune to the virus as of now. We don't know much about her backstory except that she was raised basically by Pedro.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and they keep layering on, they keep adding on these little things like, oh man, we know that she had interactions with clickers or infected before. We know that she has this history now where she has had to hurt someone or possibly even kill someone at her young an age. So I really like how we're also peeling back the layers of Ellie, and it's kind of a waltz between her and Joel, if you will, because we know Joel already.
Yeah.
I feel like we know Joel fairly well from the flashback till now. We understand him as a character, right?
We know him, and like, yeah, he doesn't spill like every detail, but like he's also pretty much a straight shooter. Like he talks about all the normal things that used to be in the world. Like, yeah, I did this thing.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is I like the dance between the two characters because you have a character that we think as the audience we know in Joel, and we understand we understand him fairly certain to this point. We've seen him before, we've seen him after. We know why he acts this way in this world. Ellie, we are getting to know, and we're getting to know her through Joel, and we're getting to get the old Joel back through Ellie. So they're kind of symbiotically paired together because Ellie, while she's peeling back the layers of Joel is peeling back the layers of Ellie as a person. We're getting to know Ellie through Joel. So I think that that's really cool. They have this interesting dichotomy between the two characters. And that, to me, I really enjoyed seeing it play out this episode. And that ending, man, well, I should say right before the ending. That moment right before the ending was so good. Again, the show does this thing where I don't know what to expect. I mean, after episode 3, what do you do with episode 4? And I came into this and we got mostly Joel and Ellie's story, and I really like that. And now I'm super intrigued. Like, what is this other faction?
Right. Oh yeah.
Like, who is Henry, and who is Steve? Henry and
Sam?
Sam. There we go. Who is Henry? Who is Steve? Sam? Who is Sammy? Steve? What are they about? Why are they like? Why is it just her brother? Is there more there?
Right.
Like, what is this grudge that she has against them?
Right. And what was I don't want to say it was bothering me, but what I couldn't stop thinking about is clearly this faction of sorts is very high on the defensive. They're on the lookout for Henry for whatever the hell he did. And to the point where, like, Joel and Ellie were just passing by. They were not a threat, but they immediately perceived them as a threat. And by all means, in this world, like, yeah, you need to have a certain sense of paranoia. At the same time, it's like, screw you guys at the same time.
I don't think they perceived Joel and Ellie as a threat. I think they were just looking to pillage and steal.
Oh.
That was just like Joel said, like, I've been on both ends of that. Like, we were scavengers. They're scavengers. Like, they were just looking to scavenge from us.
Oh, okay. No, because I was going to bring up that parallel as well. And it's like, oh, it's like it sucks and they suck for doing it, but you also understand. Well,
it just goes to show you there's no black and white in this world. There's no purely good people in this world.
Right.
It's this constant state of gray, and it's whose gray is more white and whose gray is darker, you know?
Right. And I think ultimately, and I think it probably almost goes without saying, it's very much all about survivalism, because you also had that guy Brian who, like, he was going to town on Joel and, like, ready to freaking murder him, and then as soon as he was the incapacitated one, he was begging for mercy.
That scene was so beautiful because you get the transition of one, you have this kid who, when he's in charge, he's a big man, but then on his deathbed he reverts back to the child. The child comes out, and and Joel has become numb to it.
Right.
But he fully understands, like, he doesn't want Ellie's. It shows you what there is to lose. Like, the character of Brian shows you what is at stake for Ellie. Like, that innocence is at stake. And I thought that scene was so well constructed. And when he tells her, like, go back in the wall, like, to see Joel, the protector, come out again, and it's more than just a job to him now. He cares about the well-being of this child, and not just looks at her like luggage, like baggage, like cargo, as Daddy Joel would say. I think that was a really special scene.
Yeah. Another heavy one.
You know what? I will say, not as heavy as last week.
Oh God, no. But
I may even give props to The Last of Us, because I don't feel depressed and miserable and hate myself nearly as much as I expected to right now.
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah, you did it, guys. I feel more curious than depressed. So, good job.
I mean, I'm sure even they realize, okay, if everyone feels this terrible after every episode, some people are eventually gonna drop off.
Yeah, I mean, episode 3 to 4 is such an interesting, like, wait period, because I was so depressed at the end of episode 3. But talking about it with our friends, and talking about it even in the breakdown, I feel so much happier for Bill and Frank, because they got the happy ending so far.
It's so weird, but like the first thing that comes to mind is like, I'm glad it happened, and that's and that was kind of the message of that episode, is like, as bleak and horrible as everything was, them having each other was a blessing.
Yeah, and then we see this episode, we see the rest of the country, we see it's just a shithole, like tanks, like everything's overgrown. What's interesting is, like, I'm just curious to see how they overthrew Fedra in this city. So a lot of questions. This episode was really good because it was like episode 1 and 2. It left me with a lot of questions.
Oh yeah.
So I'm very, very curious.
It left us with a lot of questions. I don't think it truly answered any we already.
It did not answer a single question. Why is there a hole talking in the middle of it? Something's coming out of that thing, and it's gonna be big. You think it's gonna be like a snake?
It's gonna be horrible no matter what it is. It's going to definitely figuratively bite Kathleen in the ass.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's not good. I mean, all the people who play the game are like laughing at us right now. It's like, oh, you guys aren't ready for what's coming. It's gonna be like a giant boulder monster, and I'm like, well, guess what? I don't know. I'm curious. I'm scared. But guess what? I'm somewhat emotionally functional after this episode, so good job. We're here. We're still here.
We're still here.
All right. Ugh, man. Anything else to talk about?
There was a lot in this episode. Again, I can't stop thinking about the fact that Starbucks is what they prioritize.
Oh yeah, Starbucks actually survived the apocalypse and is still going on, and of course it's run by Fedra. Because it's just like, that makes me think, like, what else? Clearly Arby's didn't. Clearly Arby's didn't make it.
No, they probably prioritized McDonald's, if we're being honest.
Yeah, McDonald's is probably there. There's probably still... I mean, if that's the case, the Boston QZ looks like shit. Imagine, like, there's a nice QZ out there with, like, multiple Starbucks, and, like, McDonald's.
Oh my god.
And then the Boston one just has a Wahlburger. just has a rundown Wahlburger. And Mark Wahlberg works in there now because his acting career never took off.
Oh, God.
And all 3 Wahlbergs. And Donnie's in there, and Donnie's the boss because he's the most famous Wahlberg.
Oh, God.
In this timeline.
Oh, God.
Not that Donnie's not famous, but now he's the most famous.
The most famous Wahlberg.
And they only play New Kids on the Block music.
That would be an interesting storyline to follow.
Did I just spoil The Last of Us Part 2? Is that what happens in the second season? I don't know, but it should. Neil Druckmann, call me. I have ideas. All the game people just turn this off right now. They're just like, all right, fuck it, we're out, boys.
Yeah, these freaking losers.
All right, get out of here. Talking about the Wahlbergs. All right. Well, anything else that we missed?
Probably, but I mean, I think
so much. I missed the porno mag, the men's porno magazine in Bill's pickup truck. I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh no. And that's what, again, I think that's what's great is like you have to have a sense of levity and varying tones throughout the episodes.
Yeah.
You can't have episode 3 every episode.
Yeah, it also reminded me of Bill and Frank, and then like the nice little, oh, my sleeping bag smells nice. Oh, you must have Frank's. You know, I like that. Like, it reminded me of like the better times with Bill and Frank, with their pals, Bill and Frank. So that was good. I like that stuff. But all in all, it was a pretty like straightforward episode narratively.
Yeah.
Point A to point B.
Yeah.
Type of situation. Now next episode's gonna be pretty crazy, I assume.
Oh yeah.
A lot of stuff going on.
I'm very excited. Hey, like probably more than ever, I'm very interested to see the next episode preview, just to like get a glimpse.
Well, we're gonna check that out right after we cut this. But yeah, I think that's all we got for this episode, guys. I'm enjoying this show so much. I'm dying to find out answers. Like this, this was definitely a setup episode.
Yeah, if this series like dropped all at once, we probably would have binged it within the first couple days.
No, I'm gonna be thinking about a lot of this stuff for the rest of the week. Like, what is that monster thing? Is it a monster?
Right. We don't know.
We don't know. We don't know anything. We should have played this game. We don't know shit. But you know, whatever. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date on all of our latest content. Nikki, where can the people find you?
You can find me at Twitter at EdlordNikki.
And you guys can find me on all the socials at the MontyVerse. And until next time, guys, stay verse.